Centralia, Pennsylvania was incorporated as a borough in 1866. It was built on huge anthracite coal deposits. Anthracite coal has the highest carbon content, fewest impurities, and the highest energy density of all types of coal. And so, a coal mining city was born. Hundreds of homes built, along with schools, churches, stores, and everything a growing, thriving town might need. Centralia's population peaked at 2,761 people in 1890 and held steady until the fire. In 1956, Pennsylvania passed a law regulating landfill use in strip mines, as they were a known cause of mine fires. So, what method did the Centralia Town Council propose to use to clean their landfill? Well, fire, of course. And whoopsie-doo, it was the beginning of the end for Centralia, Pennsylvania. On May 27, 1962, some knucklehead lit a match that would not only clean the dump, but would eventually destroy the entire city, leaving a legacy of governmental stupidity and an underground coal fire that won't burn itself out for over 100 years. Once officials realized what was going on underneath their very feet, they sprung into action, sparing no expense to save their precious city. Well, that's what they should have done. But in an effort to save money, they tried several less expensive options to extinguish the fire. They dug out the perimeter of the dump, but accidentally breached underground coal chambers, allowing oxygen in, which only helped the fire grow. Sinkholes became a major concern, and in 1979, the Coddington Amoco Station became the first casualty of the fire that was migrating underneath Centralia at an alarming rate. They tried pumping water and crushed rock into the burning coal chambers, but as they attempted this in the dead of a Pennsylvania winter, the water lines froze up, of course. All the while, steam and poisonous carbon monoxide escaped from cracks all over the town. Residents had to cope with the knowledge that they were living on top of what was becoming the world's largest mine fire. It was finally decided that the cost of extinguishing the fire was more than the town itself was worth, and in 1984, Congress allocated more than $42 million for relocation efforts. Despite this, many residents refused to leave, compelling the federal government to implement eminent domain in 1992, forcing Centralians to sell their homes for pennies on the dollar. In 2002, Centralia's zip code was discontinued by the post office, and by 2010, only 5 residents remained, while the rest of the town was razed by the federal government. These hearty remaining people filed lawsuits fighting for their right to stay, alleging that they were the victims of fraud motivated primarily by interests in what is conservatively estimated at hundreds of millions of dollars of some of the best anthracite coal in the world. State and local officials reached an agreement with the last Centralians that allowed them to live out their lives in the town that they loved. But their property cannot be willed to anyone after they die. When we arrived in Centralia, I briefly spoke to the owner of this, the last of a row of houses. I respectfully asked if it would be okay to film what's left of the town's streets, and he appreciated the fact that I asked him. He told us not to film him or his property, however. There are a few buildings left here and there, most notably the municipal building, where, ironically, a fire station still serves the local community. There's this residence on a lone street that is clearly maintained by someone who loves it, and a house with some junk in the backyard. And visitors still travel to see Centralia. However, the thing that people really want to see is now gone. The main road in and out of Centralia was Pennsylvania Route 61. Over time, visitors would turn this into the Graffiti Highway, which only made more people want to come experience it. Sadly, the road is on private land, and so in 2020, in an effort to avoid liability, the owner spent thousands of dollars dumping piles of dirt over the artwork in the hopes that interest would wane. A sad contrast to the vibrant expression from visitors wanting to keep Centralia alive in people's memory. In my opinion, this is a desecration of a beautiful bit of folk art and Americana that was created organically by lovers of history. Although the graffiti is still under all that dirt if you'd like to bring a shovel on your next visit. As it is now, this place is a ghost town being slowly reclaimed by Mother Nature. Ultimately, when the few remaining residents are gone, the only thing left of Centralia, Pennsylvania will be the fire that destroyed it.